Today, in order to create my music, I've got an Apple iPhone here sat on the desk. Okay, well, what am I going to do? Well, I also have here a pair of IKEA tumblers with flamingos on the side. Typically, you go in for a washing up brush and you come out with a load of crockery, glassware and a bathroom suite. Oh well, never mind. Now, I picked these two glasses up on the worktop the other day and it made this sort of noise. I went, that's amazing. Imagine what I can do with that. Well, with iOS GarageBand you get the sampler. So there's a lot you can do with this and this. Let's have a look. On your screen you can see that I've got my range of options to select my instrument. Now I'm going to go to the keyboard banner and select sampler. Now when that opens up you get a keyboard there. If we just click on the top right, we get a little settings symbol which allows you to see the sample and you can record all sorts of sounds. So I'm going to make that same noise again. I'm going to press record and then I'm going to bash these two glasses together, hopefully not smash them. Perfect. So if I play that back now. Now there's a little bit of silence at the beginning. We don't want that. We need to have a just the sound I want. Now if I slow that down, whoa, you can reverse it as well. Now of course I want to shorten the sample so that it only plays the bit that I want. There we go. Now, with the effects pane at the top, you can see the three little sliders. You can put things like reverbs, all sorts. Echo. All sorts of other plugins. Let's put a phaser on, let's see what that sounds like. Possibilities are absolutely endless. Now I'm going to, in order to return to my main screen, I'm just going to press record and just put one bar down. So now my brick wall symbol on the top left appears. I can go back to my main window, close the effects bar, and that reveals my one track here. Now I'm going to just make this into a 4-bar loop, just so that it doesn't just repeat itself. I only recorded one bar, but as you can see it's now looped. Now I'm going to add another track. Now what I can do is I can duplicate this track, but actually I'm not going to because I don't want the effects that I had. So I'm just going to add a sampler again from my menu. This time I'm going to make some drums out of this. So I need a kick drum. Let's see what happens. I accidentally set the tune recording rather than the sampler, but you can hear now if I play that back, I get something vaguely equating to a bass drum. Now I'm going to shorten the sample. And now I'm going to go into the EQ pane and actually compress that sound slightly, take some of the treble off and add some of the bass. That's pretty passable. I'm going to take the reverb away. There's a little bit of a click missing there. That's all right. Okay, so I'm going to actually go back to my main window. Before recording anything, I'm going to duplicate, or rather get another track, because I want that separate control, and have a snare drum. Now I'm going to put a bit of distortion on this to get that sort of snare rattle. Go to plugins, edit, let's have distortion. And then take some of the bass off it. Okay, I'm liking that so far. Now, I'm going to go back to my main window, select the bass drum. We're going to come up with a little beat just to get things started. Okay, I'm just going to mute the top track that I did, so I'm just going to concentrate on the drums only, and then I'm going to put my snare sample down. Now I've got to do a bit of quantizing, and also I need to vary the volumes of this. That's one thing I haven't done so far. So I'm going to just go and quantize that. Go to settings, track settings, quantization, straight, eighth notes. I think I've got eighth notes there, but with the snare I've actually got 16th notes. So I'm going to quantize that because I've got the da at the end. So I'm going to just close that down, look at the snare sounds here, and I need to make some changes to that one there. Now it plays the same sample, so if you really wanted to get creative with this, you'd have two different sounds for quiet and loud snare, maybe, just to... We're not aiming for realism here, we're aiming for exploration. There we go. Maybe I wanted an extra bass drum actually at the end, so I can go and find that. Just looking at bar 4, and then I need another kick drum there. Oh, it's very easy to accidentally get rid of something if you accidentally click in the wrong place, but it doesn't matter. All right, let's have a little look at that. I need that there and that one there. Shorten that sample. There we go. I also need to have a slightly louder kick drum there at the end, just to make something of those ghost snares as well. Okay, now I've got that. Hi-hats, what am I going to do? Well, it's a bit hard to get something out of this. Or maybe it isn't. I'll get another sampler track, press record. Well, it's not dreadful. But I need to do a little bit of processing on that sound so I get all the top end of that. So let's have a look. Now this is where I need to get a little bit careful, because I need to record a second sample ideally for quiet hi-hats. So what I'm going to do is go back to my main window, and I'm going to record just an 8-beat, but I'm going to record only on every quarter, and then actually do every 8th with another sample. Well, I got a bit creative at the end, but I'm going to go open another track, get the sampler, and then have a bit of a quieter sound. See what happens with that. So I'm going to go back to record the offbeat 8ths with that. Don't know. It's quite quiet at the moment, so I just need to boost that up a bit. Maybe I can just compress it ever so slightly, add the top end that I had on the other hi-hats sample, see what happens with that. All of that from a glass, and of course I can have my original sample that I did just at the beginning. Okay, so there's my drums. I wonder if I can get anything tonal out of this. Well, let's have a look. Just add a sample. See what happens if I try that. Now I need to tune this up because I have perfect pitch, so I need it to be in tune. Now what you can do is go to Details. That's almost there, that's almost a C, but I'm just going to fine tune slightly the other way, but semitone up. There's a second note in there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment because there's not really much I can do about it. I don't know. That's the fun of it. You never know what's going to happen. Now, of course, you can use all the Alchemy synths and everything else alongside this. It doesn't need to be just sampler based. However, I'm going to duplicate this track and I'm going to play some chords. So what will happen now is if I go into the sampler window itself, it's still got the same sample that I had. However, I can adjust it slightly so that the attack is short, the decay rather is shorter. Maybe split the difference there. And I'm going to go up a couple of octaves. Now that's not working at all. That's okay, it's all right. Just got to listen to the bass line, and also I need to switch just to close the details pane so that I've got the full keyboard. Of course, if you've got a full scale keyboard that you can plug into this, it does afford you extra control with velocity as well, for example. It's more like A flat major. So perhaps I could actually get a conventional instrument, maybe a bass guitar, for example, and just add something to that. You name it, you can do anything you like. And of course, you are limited, well, limitless with the tracks, really. You can add so many tracks. Actually, there is a limit, but by the time you get there, you think, well, you know, that's enough to get started. So, 2 IKEA glasses and a smartphone, and away you go.